Good morning. It is 50 degrees out this morning. It's supposed to be 68 degrees, and we just had geese flying overhead. Those are the first geese I've seen all season. Our frost date is about 6 to 7 weeks late. We haven't had any frost yet, so it's kind of interesting to see those geese flying by, but I know winter's coming. We've just been lucky. Milking Azalea and feeding Cookie, and we got all of our grid down, redoubt, solar system hooked up yesterday. All the panels are on the roof. The solar system inside is all installed. Now we get to work on starting to wire up more of the off-grid workshop. And I am excited about that. If you guys missed the last video, we'll go in there and I'll go over the system a little bit for you, but it looks nice and it's gonna be awesome to have power out there. That'll also power the barn once we get the barn up and running. So it'll be nice to have power there, power to the barn, and it's gonna be good. The sun's supposed to be coming out, so it's gonna be interesting to see how well those solar panels do and how well we can charge up the system. That sun is coming out and we should be starting to charge up our new grid down redoubt system, and you really haven't seen it all finished.
Nope, I have been doing some other things.
So let's go in there, turn all the lights on, and that is running by the redoubt system, which is awesome now. And then we got to figure out what we need for outlets, see if we have everything we need, if we got to go for a ride and pick up the parts we're going to need to get all the outlets wired up, because that's going to be nice to have all of our outlets done. And then any power we need, we'll be getting it off of the new solar system.
Nice.
Look at that. Oh, you turned the fan on.
Oh. I don't even know where the switches and stuff are because I don't pay attention. Ooh, it looks so good.
Nice and clean. So this is almost the same system that we have in our house. Lion Energy teamed up with Grid Down, and they made the redoubt system, which comes with the EMP shields. Which, think of an EMP shield as like a big giant surge protector. So they protect from lightning, they protect from EMPs, they protect from solar flares. Any kind of surge, this EMP shield is going to take the surge and this is going to blow. So these are made to take the shock, absorb them, break, and you'll have to replace them. I think it's like a $50 deductible. We have the EMP shields here for every single solar string. We have 5 strings. So these will cover our solar panels. We have one over here for when we hook up our generator. This will cover the generator. We have no power going to the generator right now, so these lights aren't on. These ones are lit up, and if the lights aren't on, that means you have an issue. We have one over here inside our panel. There's a remote readout over there, so if those lights aren't green, we know we need to replace that EMP shield. So this whole system is protected with those. And then over here, we have our Bluetooth readout of what is going on with the solar. Right now we're making 2.45 kilowatts of power. 2.3 is going to the battery, and 146 watts are going to the lights. So hoping by the end of the day we have enough sun and it charges all these batteries up to full. So
I hear it.
You can hear the inverters running. Yeah, that means we're making some good solar and charging the batteries up. So that's exciting. So we wired up the powerhouse room, wired up, we're calling this our tool crib. That's going to be our cold room. And we also wired up our workbench wall over here. This side I actually took down the rocks wool and we ran more of our wiring for our inverters. And then we ran our PV wire down that wall. So we got to clean that back up, put it together. But we want to get all of these outlets powered up. So that way when we need to work out here, we can just plug stuff in and we can have power all the time. Because before we've been powering the lights off of our Lion Energy Safari ME, which has been working great, but we can't do all the big stuff on that. So now that we have the grid down readout system hooked up, we can start getting all this wired. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Going to this room, 19, 20, 21, 22. Then we have the cold room, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So we need 29 outlets. Count, see how many we have here, but I'm gonna say we're not gonna have 29 left over. All right, yeah, no way we have enough outlets to do all that. So we need to go run out, get some outlets, and I need to go pick up a new drill so I can give Gina one of my old ones because she wants to make sure she has a drill in the house.
Hey, did you say you're gonna get a new drill
Yes.
so that I can have an old one? That doesn't even sound fair.
No?
No.
Oh.
Unless you're getting the new one for down here that I can use, and then the old one can go to the house that we really use. But it's still mine.
Sounds good. All right, so we have some outlets over here. I don't think we're gonna have enough, but let's start and then we'll run out after, get what we need, and between now and then we might think of some other things that we need other than your drill. So I think that sun's coming out good and it's gonna warm up. Let's open up the door and get some warmth in here.
The
Just
sun.
thought we need to get some great stuff. I'll add that to the list while we're out. Or expanding foam. There's a few holes I need to fill that I drilled through to the outside of the building to run the PV wire from the solar panels in, and then I ran the generator wire out the back wall, and I want to fill that hole with some foam. I am hearing our inverters cranking, so I want to refresh our tablet and see what we got coming in. We got 6.6 kilowatts coming in, so that's the most I've seen coming in for power out of the solar array so far because it has been very cloudy during the install, and it's only been, I don't know, half an hour. If that, we've already charged the batteries 2%, so these batteries will get topped off today for sure. All right, I'm gonna give my electrical disclaimer right now. I am not an electrician. I am just a guy who's wiring his own house. Don't copy what I do. Refer to a book or contact a licensed electrician. And then on all of the grid down system, I installed that. The great thing about that system is Lion Energy has a certification course you get to take. There's videos, there's tests, so you learn how to install all that, and then you can become a certified installer to do that. That's how I knew how to do all that system, was to take the training courses, and it paid off a ton. And it's gonna be really nice to have all these outlets done for when we build the barn. We'll have plenty of power for anything we're doing. Does that power wall look nice? Right now we have 8.4 kilowatts of power coming in from all of our panels, the wall and the roof. And then the solar array up at the house is making 11.4 kilowatts of power. That array is a little bit bigger. It's got more panels up there. And this one's just a little bit smaller. So it's interesting to keep looking back and forth to see which panel is making how much power. I keep geeking out. We're making 9 kilowatts of power right now. The batteries are up to 52%. So I'm gonna be watching that all day long today until those batteries are topped off. All right, I need to make some outlet extensions because when I did the exterior walls, I forgot I was shimming them out another 1.5 inches. So we're gonna build our own box extensions. I need 2 doubles and 3 singles. That's not too bad. Nobody will ever know.
I do.
No, you don't. You'll forget. Need to make a couple of jumpers for our double outlet boxes. It always seems like you need an outlet somewhere where you didn't put one, even though you'll try to plan ahead and get as many in as you can where you think you're going to need them. We are cranking now and making 12 kilowatts of power. The batteries are charged to 63%, so I am liking hearing that sound today. Once we get a door in that room, you won't hear that stuff. All right, these are 15 amp breakers. I don't want those in the shop. I want 20 amps. So like a 20 amp, you'll see has that little on the side. So these ones don't. So that means it's 15 amps. Let's see how many I have left. 20, that's a 15, 20, 20, 20, 20, okay. And this one is a 15. So we can do 2, 4, 6 more, then we're gonna run out. All right, now we got all of the outlets done in the tool crib. We can run out and pick up more outlets and everything else we're gonna need at the Home Depot. I'm curious to see how the solar is doing right now. So the batteries are up to 68%. We are getting there. Can't wait till they're completely topped off for the first time because they were down to, I think, 37% when we got them. So there's about 81 kilowatts worth of battery storage right there. So there's a lot of power that needs to get filled up right now. All right, we're at our favorite store, the Home Depot. We're gonna get some outlets and we're gonna see what they have for M12 impact drivers. I'm hoping they got a deal on some good ones. 20 amps. Well, we picked up a few little fun extras, so I'll show you those when we get back.
So I went ahead and planted some garlic. All these garlic are from garlic that we had grown, and I just kept the bigger ones and I just separated them. I had over 100 that I just planted. I do have a little bit of room for a few more. I have it ready if I end up doing some more. And I covered it with some straw that we had gotten to do our potatoes with. I had a leftover bale, and that was from a local farmer, not sprayed, which is hard to find, but we were lucky to find some, so that was good. So this is all ready to go, and I'm excited about our garlic harvest.
All right, I picked up a few things. Some we need, and some will just make life easier. Let's put it that way. Got a Milwaukee drill, some M12s. They were on sale ridiculously. They had some batteries on some pretty good deals. Headlights. Right now is the time, if you're going to Home Depot or Lowe's, the tools are on sale, so don't look if you don't want to be spending money. Then I got a really good deal on a hole saw bit kit You can never have enough good hole saw bits. I had a really good price on this, so I had to pick it up because I could have used this when I was installing the grid down system. So I'll have it next time. I can open it up. Woo. So Gina was just saying we needed another drill, so we got to use that as an excuse to pick up a new drill set. I got the M12s with a carrying case. We've got the M12 impact driver, and then we got the M12 drill. This kit was almost half off. The bag, and then a charger. All right, this is the one part I'm really not looking forward to, is having to play with the rock wool again. It's not one of my favorite jobs, but we'll get it done, and then we can get the plastic back up and get this wall all wired up. Well, the sun is coming out nicely and warming it up. I am hoping we can finish charging up the batteries. We're at 81% on the battery, so we should be able to charge up today. We got the cool room to do and the powerhouse to do with outlets, and then that's it. And then we can get our breakers installed, and I want to try to do some welding and see how this system works welding. And then we can be welding with the power from the sun. So that I am looking forward to. All right, we got to cut 3 boxes so we can make extensions so we can stick our wall out 1.5 inches, because I didn't do that before. We'll try out Gina's new M12 drill. Let's see how this thing works. A little bit slower than a regular impact driver, but it's nice because it's small and compact. She'll like that. That gets all the outlets in the cool room done. Now let's check out the powerhouse. We have one over here. We have 2 over here. I didn't put any on this wall, but I got a double outlet over there. And then I have 1 over here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 more to do. We're making 6 kilowatts of power. Our batteries are at 87%. So these batteries will be all topped off and ready to go. Well, they're ready to go now, but they'll be all topped off to 100%. I bet you in another 2 hours or so. So I'm happy with that. 6 kilowatts. We're doing good. This array can make 16. The sun's just not high enough yet. So I guess I should explain that a little bit for anybody who is looking to do solar, who wants to do solar, or is doing solar. When they rate your solar panels, these solar panels are rated at 400 watts per panel. That is premium sun coming in. So that's no clouds. That's like direct sunlight in the afternoon. That's the most you can, or the most you're going to make. So even though these are in full sun right now, that sun is not up at its highest, so it's not the best strength. We have clouds in the sky, so that all affects how much solar you're going to make. In the times of the year, that depends. Some of it too, the solar panels actually make the best solar on a cold winter day, because when the panels are cool, they'll actually outproduce what they say they can produce. So what your solar panels make for power ranges quite a bit, and that's why, because you got sun, you got clouds, you got the time of the year, all that plays a factor in how much power you're going to be able to make. All right, I want to stick one outlet in the powerhouse that has USB and a USB-C plug in it, so this way we can always have our tablet plugged in, or plug our tablet in right here when we need to charge it. So I got one of these outlets. Let's get this one installed, and then we are good to go. We have all of our outlets installed. Now we can start hooking up the circuit breakers. All right, so these two breakers are what supply power to my panel, so I'm going to go ahead and just shut off them. All right, so I have my light on out there. All right, let's turn on inverter 1, inverter 2, lights, bam, EMP, shield, power, and we'll turn on one set of outlets at a time. Sweet. So now we have power everywhere. All right, I need to get some workbenches and work tables set up down here, but we don't have them yet. We're not all done wiring, we're not all done with our lighting, but I've been wanting to try something really bad with our grid down solar powered system, and I want to see if it can handle it. It's supposed to, but I want to put it to the test and see if we can weld with power from the sun. So I'm gonna go get my welder, and we're gonna do some welding. Not anything crazy, because I don't have anything crazy to weld, but we're gonna do some welding and try it out. I know we don't have the setup for it yet, but we need to try this, because I've been thinking about this ever since we've been designing this workshop, because if we need to make any repairs on our equipment, or if we just want to do some fabricating, I want to be able to do that here in this workshop. So now is the time to test it out. All right, we have our Vulcan welder. So if we can't do welding on this solar system, I'm gonna feel like I failed, because I designed it so we could. We'll be able to use this workshop for all of our needs, and that includes welding. Sometimes you need to do some. All right, so we have a place we can stick our ground. Do a little welding here, and let's see how we did. Turn it on. It's on. 1/8" steel. We're probably 3/16 steel. We can burn right through it. Sweet. All right, we're gonna quit there. All right, we better stop now before we burn the workshop down, before we've even been able to use it. But that was the big test I wanted to get done, and wanted to get it all welded up and get all the wiring done, so that way we could test to see if we can weld with the grid down solar system. And we can, so that is huge. Sometime when we're doing more welding, I'll have to have this going live, and we can see how much watts we're pulling out. and how much we're using. So right now it just says 143 watts, that's from the lights. But next time we have a big project going, we'll be able to see how many watts or kilowatts, whatever it is at the time, that we're using. So right now we're charging the batteries back up. And we'll be filled up any minute now. That is awesome. So I'm just glad we can weld. This workshop, I want to be able to do everything in here that I want to do. If I want to have a mechanical garage, I can. If I want to do fabrication, I can, and all the things. So we designed our grid down solar system so we got 2 inverters, not 3. In the house, we have 3. And the reason we have 3 in the house, so we can do welding and all the things, but mainly because we use a lot more power up there at once. So if we're using a well pump, and then if we're using the oven, the washer, the dryer, and all those things, the inverters can keep up. But this system out in the workshop, we didn't need to go that elaborate, is what I was thinking in my head, and we didn't. So the 2 inverters is perfect. If you guys are looking to get yourself a solar system and you want something nice and clean like this, check out griddown.com and use the promo code Lumnah when you're checking out if you buy something, and you'll get 7% off your order. The other cool thing that Griddown does is they have like a calculator. You can go in there, put your needs in there, and they'll let you know what they think you should get. I believe they give you 2 options of what they think you're gonna need for your needs, if that makes sense. So it helps you figure out and calculate what your solar system is going to need to look like. So I am excited about that. I am really pumped that we can weld. We didn't break any breakers. Got that stuff glowing red hot. I burned a hole through it, so we got plenty of heat coming out, and that's just with our 110 plug. We're able to do 220 with this system. I just haven't got that plug wired up yet, but I want to put a 220 plug over here. We're going to run power from the powerhouse outside down into the barn. That's going to power the barn. We'll be able to have lights, power out there. We'll be able to do a chick brooder out there with heat lights so we can keep our baby chicks alive come springtime. We'll have this whole shop powered up, but I just got antsy and wanted to weld before we got all the other wiring done. We're going to put a bunch of outside lights outside so we can see the animals and everything going on. But I am just pumped that we can weld, and we're taking power from the sun to do our welding.
Make some quick and easy homemade sloppy joes tonight. Who doesn't love sloppy joes?